Hello everyone and welcome to Spoiler Warning featuring myself, Tom Colohue. I do have to start with a little bit of bad news. Unfortunately, I've got a little bit of flu at the moment. I seem to be coming out the end of it a little harsher than I was originally expecting, so I do apologise if throughout this there's a bit of coughing and spluttering. I'll try and mute the microphone, but I can't really guarantee anything on that one. I will try my best. You may know that we've laid out Spoiler Warning a little bit different this time round. Firstly, as you had on Monday, we've got the festive theme going on, but also a different thumbnail, a different title. We are not really advertising the show in the same way. This is very much a show for you, the people who are already here. We're not trying to gain new viewers. We're not too worried about gaining numbers on this one. We are just trying to basically celebrate and say a big thank you to everyone here. There'll still be wrestling news. I'll still answer your... Sorry, guys. There'll still be wrestling news. I'll still try and answer as many of your questions as possible. But this one may be a little bit different because I just want to basically celebrate and say huge thanks to everyone for your time, your effort, and your friendship over the last, to be fair, over the last 2 years. The big news, the headline news as it were, is just the element of celebration, because one of the main reasons I want to discuss this, about 2 years ago, I had just been made redundant from my previous job. I was swiftly running out of money, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to give this whole streaming affair a chance. I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to see what I can do with it. I thought to myself, if it doesn't pan out within 3 years, if I'm not making at least some money, I'll walk away. But I can dedicate some time, I can dedicate some effort. And it was a rough start. It was a rough start. The Royal Rumble show for our first watch-along, we peaked at 3 viewers. 3. One of which was our friend Ed, who we all know. He was with us from the beginning. But we peaked at 3. And we've gone through a pretty hefty 10-year breakup. Come out the other side, largely thanks to so many of you as well, giving me the support and the friendship indeed. We've grown exponentially to an incredible level that I never really expected. I look at my friends and in many ways my... Sorry. My friends and in many ways my competition. And I feel incredibly blessed and incredibly lucky to be sat here with already 46 people watching the show, when I see so many people working really hard and getting only maybe 10 or 12 or 20. And they are incredibly talented people who simply have not been able to, for whatever reason, grow and find as many warm-hearted people as I've been able to. So I feel extremely blessed, extremely lucky. I again apologise for the flu, but as it's the holidays, I just want to start by saying a massive thank you to everyone for giving me a shot when you did, whenever you did. At some point, all of you have decided, you know what, I'll check this guy out. And then decided, you know what, I might check this guy out again. And I will never stop being grateful for that, because it was, in many ways, such a small decision on your part to think, oh, I'll click on this. But then you also decided to stick around. And... sorry, guys. I really shouldn't have the flu when I'm doing this, but we are where we are. And I don't know where I would be without you guys. 2 years on, we're averaging around 100 viewers per stream. We are making money. Not enough to live on, certainly, but we're making money. And more than anything, we're having a great time. Like, I am not feeling well right now. And I'm not sat here saying that to basically make you feel sorry for me. I'm just saying that even sick, I really want to do this because it's so much fun. It's so enlivening. It's so reassuring. There's just something special about these streams and all of you that makes me feel wanted and appreciated. So I just want to start by saying thanks. And choking a little, I apologise. Let's get to the chat. Jaden is the first one to ask a question. saying, any Sasha news? The only news I have on Sasha is that I can confirm she has landed in Japan to continue her discussions with New Japan Pro Wrestling. She has not physically signed a contract as of yet, but now that she is in Japan, that may well change. She cannot officially sign a contract just yet, but she can, of course, affirm her opinion that that's where she is headed. She has already, to my knowledge, met up with Kairi Sane. Also asked for updates on Charlotte's WWE return. She's returning next month, to my knowledge. Jermaine says, hi Tom, have a happy and safe holidays for you and your family. Thanks for always bringing the news and keeping us informed. That's why I always trust you. I appreciate that, Jermaine. A lot of people have been saying that over the past few months, and it really does feel so reassuring to know that so many people are seeing me and seeing what I try to do here. Also, so many people, such as yourself, standing by me when others decide to go on the attack for absolutely no reason. So I appreciate you as well. Jermaine says, Tom, I still don't believe that Sasha Banks / Mercedes is going to AEW and to be paid Saray's partner on January 11th. I just don't see it happening. I also think AEW is kind of walking it back now. Interesting. Justin says, any word on Thunder Rosa's health? If healthy, she'd be my favourite as a mystery partner. Yes, there is an update as regards Thunder Rosa and Adam Cole. To my knowledge, they have not yet been cleared to return. However, the creative boffins, as it were, in AEW, it's not a creative team, it's mostly just Tony Khan, are now pitching them both ideas for their impending return. They are confident that they'll be returning to action very shortly in the case of Thunder Rosa, so I would not be too surprised if, yes, indeed, she was the mystery partner. Matthew Johnson says, happy Friday, Tom and chat. Hope everyone is well. Have a wonderful Christmas. Thank you, Matthew. Appreciate that, and to you too. I apologise if there's a big spike in volume there. Like, I could mute the microphone if you guys would prefer that. It's just a bit fiddly and I may not have the time to, you know what I mean. Peter Englefield says, boom shakalaka. Also says, good evening, Tom. Merry Christmas. See, boom shakalaka makes me think of Muppets Treasure Island, and I'm down for that. Simon says, hey, Tom. Merry Xmas to you and family. Any news on Sasha and a WWE deal? I've already covered that, but Merry Christmas to you too, Simon. Merry Christmas to anyone who celebrates. Happy holidays to anyone who celebrates any holiday around this time. Jordan Darlow says, good evening, Tom. Merry Christmas, wishing everyone in the chat a great Christmas too. Welcome, Jordan. Thank you for that, and to you. Colin says, hey, it's my favourite YouTuber. Thank you, Colin. With the capitals and everything. This is all because of that Uncle Harper thing, isn't it? Spider Boss says, hello, Tom. According to PWInsider, Sasha Banks arrived early to Japan to prepare her match with Kairi Sane. They have not, to my knowledge, confirmed that she will be wrestling Kairi Sane, but I can confirm that she has landed and is currently working with people in New Japan. She has met up with Kairi there. Spider-Boss says, who do you pick as a female star of the year in WWE? The top female competitor on my list of best wrestler of the year was Bianca Belair. I don't see any reason to say differently on that one. Bailey says, hello, Tom. Hello, Bailey. How are you? Spider-Boss says, I loved Bailey versus Becky on Raw this week. We got just a taste of how good it could be. Turnbuckle, welcome. There's a great holiday overlay, quite chic. Sai does great work, and I do highly recommend his work to anyone looking for these sort of overlay. The thumbnail is also one of his, so I have it in JPEG and not PNG, so I need to talk to you about that because it's fantastic. And I sort of forgot it existed, which is on me. It's entirely on me. If I can get it swapped to PNG, it'll be used all the time. Spider-Boss says, according to Freddie Prinze Jr., Mandy Rose's release is Triple H's first fumble. That is certainly his opinion. Also says, spoiler warnings brought happiness to my life after a rough year. I appreciate that, Spider-Boss. Anything I can do to make people feel welcome, to make people feel supported and wanted, I will absolutely do. That's what we try to make happen here, because ultimately, isn't that what we all want? Ed says, I remember the dark days. So glad to see you here now, and that damn post-it note is gone. True. Yeah, you'll remember I had a post-it note just to remind me to stay positive in some dark days. Ed, you've seen me forever, Incarnation. You were here for every show of the Final Fantasy VII Let's Play that I did on Twitch when I was doing the gaming stuff. I'm still, by the way, I have been editing the Last of Us Part 2 videos. They will be going live as soon as they're all officially edited and put together. I do still intend to do gaming content. It's just at the moment finding the time. Unfortunately, Christmas, you know. Noob says, good evening, Tom. Good evening, Noob. How are you? Marcel also says, hello, how are you? I'm doing very well, thank you, Marcel. Apart from, but other than that, I'm doing very well, thank you. I got to be honest, guys, I might give SmackDown a miss tonight. I don't want to. It's fun and it's good for business, but I'm starting to struggle on this one, and a lot of talking, maybe not the best things. I feel like the lights and everything is making the room quite dry. David Leary says, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you too, David. Welcome to the show. Venom says, hi, Tom. How are you? Doing okay, Venom. Doing okay. Great to see you. Just struggling with a bit of flu, but otherwise, very, very proud of what we've been able to achieve together over the last 2 years. My plan was, at the end of the third year, to reassess and work out if this is something I want to do with my life. Within the first year, I was confident that this was. So basically, I'm not planning to go anywhere. Also, to be blunt, I will continue to work out the numbers and work out whether it's financially viable. At the moment, it's nowhere near full time, but I do get, because of ad revenue, because of the generosity of so many of you, a certain amount per hour that I can work out as a stat, that I can look down and say, hey, it's worth it. And it is. Joey says, Merry Christmas, Tom. I was wondering if you had any news on Miro. Seems like CJ Perry wants him back in WWE. CJ Perry does want to return to WWE, to my knowledge. Miro is not convinced, but is open to a discussion. To my knowledge, there has been no direct contact as of yet, though there has been at least one discussion with the artist formerly known as Lana. Miro is believed to be unhappy in AEW, but the biggest problem with Miro at the moment is Dave Meltzer. He has some serious problems with the overall reporting coming from Dave Meltzer. Pardon me. Sorry, guys. He has some serious problems with the overall quality of reporting from Dave Meltzer. He's very protective of his wife, as you would probably imagine. Dave Meltzer has said some things previously which Miro did not agree with and was not happy with as regards Lana. Also, as many of you will be aware, a lot of people, including Rob Fee recently, have been laughing at the dirt sheets recently because of how wrong they get it. A lot of people have been laughing at Dave Meltzer recently. Miro is just the latest in a long line. Justin says, get them likes up. Thank you, Justin. We currently have 26 likes and 63 viewers. Please remember to hit those thumbs ups. They make a massive difference and I very much appreciate it. Steve says, evening, Tom. Unfortunately, can't watch the show live, but want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you very kindly, Steve. I very much look forward to having you on my show some point next year and potentially being on your channel as well at some point next year as well. I want to appear on a few new channels next year, do a few more raids, things like that, coordinate a bit more. Yeah, I've been talking to you about it for a while. There's a lot to work out. And hopefully you won't mind being a bit of a guinea pig for me when it comes to things like raids and collaborative efforts. Steve says, Steve Englum says, hi Tom, happy holidays. My travel got cancelled with Arctic Blast here in the States. Stay warm, stay safe and stay humble. Appreciate that, Steve. Sorry to hear about your travel being cancelled. I'm somewhat keeping track of what's going on over there in America at the moment, and it does not look like fun. The amount of areas that are suffering through this blizzard, it looks like a very rough time. You stay safe yourself. Venom says, do you see Sasha being Paige's mystery partner, or do you see that's unlikely? It's all anyone talks about and it's so annoying. I personally think it's very unlikely. To my knowledge at the moment, Sasha is committing pretty heavily to New Japan. I don't know whether that's with WWE permission or not, but I do know that she's committing pretty heavily to New Japan at the moment. Simon says, your thoughts on the excellent game, Man City beating Liverpool 3-2 in the League Cup. I unfortunately have not been able to watch it. I've been planning things for Christmas and trying to sort an extra house out, which is difficult at times, but also incredibly rewarding and fulfilling. So I've not been able to watch it, but I did hear very good things, and I look forward to watching the highlights very soon. Lil Fettuccine says, icy conditions out here in Seattle. Merry Christmas. And to you as well, Lil Fettuccine. I'm a little envious of you living in Seattle. It's a place I've always wanted to visit, and maybe will one day. Spider-Boss says, I found a spoiler warning looking for Sasha Banks news, and it has been so nice because spoiler warning always gives accurate wrestling news. I stand by the quality of the entertainment and the quality of the information on spoiler warning. If you're a spoiler warning fan, you have come for a particular piece of news and decided to stick around afterwards. I know quite a few people who came for Sasha Banks news or Bray Wyatt news, for example. Does not surprise me that I get so many questions about the both of them with that in mind. B-School Nick, welcome, says, we love the Tom Colohue show. Thank you, Nick, appreciate that. Bailey says, the WWE Christmas cartoon on social media was a gem. Extra credit on whoever had Kevin Owens asking if he could get off the naughty list. Never. Jordan says, thank you to you, Tom. Your streams have been a great way for a community of wrestling fans to come together. Chat. Cheers, mate. Wishing you the best. Thank you, Jordan. Appreciate that. That, I feel, is the thing I'm most proud of. Not necessarily individual success, but the fact that so many of you chat to each other. So many of you will chat elsewhere. I know that, for example, Ed has a number of guests appearing on his show over the next week or so that may be of interest to regulars here. I've seen Astrid, someone who would pop in here from time to time but would always be very supportive of my work, really blossom over the last couple of years, and I'm really, really happy to see that. Sorry, guys. I'm really happy when I see so many of you communicate with each other. Ed taking the piss out of Connor in is it Blood on the Clock Tower stream, telling him to get back in his cupboard. That was a wonderful moment that I very much appreciate. And of course, Ed, yourself, the rise, the tremendous work you've been doing for a number of different areas, my own channels included, and other channels since. Yeah, you've really found your feet and found your form, and I could not be prouder of the work that you're doing and any small part that I may have had in it. But if anything, there's so many people here that I just want to give, not right now, but like a massive hug to, and just basically say, well done. It's been a hell of a year, guys. And what we've had here is just a wonderful, constructive conversation. Really well informed, really helpful. I'm really proud of the community here and so many of you going on to do such wonderful things and having such great news. Or even if you just sit in the chat and you're just part of a wonderful atmosphere here. You are wonderful people that I'm so glad to have. Colin says, this right here is the best YouTuber ever of all time. Thank you, Colton. Ed says, do you need a co-host to help you through the flu-laden spoiler warning? Not right now, unfortunately. It is a holiday special, so it's all about me. But yeah, I'm definitely struggling a little bit. I do apologise. Martin says, Tom, you're a great person and a hell of a content creator and content sharer. We're here for damn good news and entertainment. Everything is on the table, and so are we. Speaking of, we should have had enough. We have had enough time. There's a new email, guys. You might want to check it out. Si made it for us. Wouldn't surprise you just to see what it is. Venom says, do you see it being unlikely? Sasha going back to WWE because everyone seems to think it's guaranteed she's not going back. I'm really not sure. I still think she's eventually going to land back in the WWE, but as I say, that's my opinion. Carmelina says, happy holidays, Tom. Hope you're having a great day. What do you think the outcome is going to be on SmackDown on the 30th? Just want to know your opinion. I think the bad guys win. I think ultimately because of Sami Zayn, Roman Reigns is the one to stand tall. Spider-Boss says, I think Tony Storm could be Saraya's tag team partner on January 11th. After all, Tony's been involved in a feud with Jamie Hayter. Very much a possibility. Kuro says, I'm officially a TV writer. Congratulations, Kuro. Great to know. You'll have to let me know what you're working on. Joey says, Chelsea Green shut down her OnlyFans. That's more of an indication that she's going back to WWE. Are they saving her return for the Rumble? They absolutely would not have signed her while she had an OnlyFans. So it's worth considering that she may not have been saved for anything. She just probably wasn't signed until this point. Yo, Kieran, how you doing, mate? Says, if Mercedes wrestles on the 4th, it won't be Kairi Sane, as she is scheduled to defend her title already on that day. I don't expect Sasha Banks will be wrestling at Wrestle Kingdom. I suspect she'll be appearing at Wrestle Kingdom after Kairi Sane retains her championship. That's the New Japan way. I would imagine Sasha Banks, whatever music she has now, will hit and she will walk down to the ring and beat up Kairi Sane, and then she'll automatically be the next challenger. They don't mess around in New Japan. Pardon me. Peter says, good match between Miz and Dexter. Didn't see the interference coming. I may have. Hello, Christopher Suarez. How you doing, mate? Venom says... yeah, I've already spoken about that. Thank you for the question, Venom. Traffic says, good evening, Tom and chat. Hope everyone's having a good one. Thank you, Traffic. Welcome to the show. Good evening to you as well, and hope you're having a great day as well. Jaden says, what games are you going to play, Tom? Well, I need to finish The Last of Us Part 2. That'll be the first thing that goes up on the gaming channel. It's already there in like a live form, but I want to make the highlight reels that you'd normally expect from gaming videos. After that, it's hard to say. I want to play Horizon Forbidden West, for example. That's on my list as well. There's a new Final Fantasy coming out soon. I want to play that. And then there's a few more classic games. I may, to be honest, when it comes to gaming streams, I love just picking a bit of a random game. I played Devil May Cry 5 for about 5 hours once, and it was just great fun. So every now and then I like to do like a live stream of that, or just, well, I could do a live stream, finish the game, and then make a highlight reel. I did that with Streets of Rage as well. It's just, I don't know if I'm funny. That's the problem. Spider-Boss says it's been funny seeing how USA wrestling media outlets may copy and paste about all your Sasha Banks news this year. Merry Christmas, Spider-Boss. It's a real shame that for all those copy pastes, I don't get any credit for them, but we are where we are. Oh, headache's coming in. Joey says, is Bronson Reed going to be paired with The Miz now? Seems like a downgrade to me. Disagree. The pairing is definitely there. It does mean he'll be pairing up with Tommaso Ciampa as well. The Miz is building a faction of former NXT stars, and I'll be very interested to see how that plays out. 23 Fresh says, happy Friday. Do you have any predictions for the wrestling world in 2023? I think Sami Zayn is going to win the big one. That's my big prediction. Sami Zayn going to win the big one, and Dakota Kai is going to turn on Bayley. That is cold, Omega. That is cold. Tom Buckle says, thank you, Tom. Happy to support and happiest of holiday wishes. Cheers to a successful and productive 2023. Thank you, mate. And I'm definitely looking at you when it comes to raids and stuff, by the way. We just need to sort of coordinate what we do sometimes, you know? Like I say, we just need to discuss it. And I certainly have not forgotten. I have had conversations with you about this, and I will be keeping my word. I promise you of that. Tommy says, getting closer to the Rumble. Let's go. I really hope so. I really hope it's a great Rumble this year, because last year's kind of sucked. And I'm excited for more. See how it goes. Matthew says, feel better, Tom. Totally understand if you have a short spoiler warning tonight. I may. It's getting worse. I don't think I'm going to be able to do the watch party. I do apologise. I had every intention of doing so. But it's Christmas and I've got a bit of flu, and I'm not really in control right now, and I do apologise for that. Speaking, especially with all the lights on, etc., it's not very fun at the moment. Spider-Boss says, I can't take Meltzer seriously. Changes the news every time from the Regal news to the Sasha news. Debatable point. Some of his opinions are quoted as news when he's not trying to make them news. I've never known anyone as misquoted as Dave Meltzer. But there's other things like that. News does evolve. And you know this because there are times in here when I've had to change and upgrade the information that I've got. That's just something that happens. Information is fluid more often than not. Maybe, Omega. I mean, what do you do on your channel? Dad says, any news on RVD, Tom? Where is he now? No idea. He's not signed to any particular company that I know of at the minute. 4-3 says, is there any discussion to bring Tyler Breeze to an on-screen role? I hope not. Miss T says, hi, Tom. Happy holidays to you. Just wanted to ask, seeing that Bianca signed with a talent agency early this year, do you think she's already working on outside projects, or already got offers to do so? A little bit of both. WWE have received offers for her. She doesn't necessarily want to work through that particular element. So now, yes, she is signed to a talent agency to work on her outside interests. It has gone through the company, and the company are fine with that as long as they're able to agree certain things. It does mean that when Bianca Belair loses a championship, which she will be doing soon, she will not be touching it for a while. Ghost Welcome says, ho, ho, ho. Happy holidays, Tom and chat. Hope everyone is doing well, staying safe, being the most jolliest version of Usi as humanly possible. And you, Ghost, I hope you have many great days ahead, and I hope you're in a great mood going into them. Welcome. Spider-Boss says, hot weather here in my home in Chile. Merry Christmas to all who watch Spoiler Warning. Thank you, Spider-Boss. Kieran says, I know you don't watch AEW much, but Jamie Hayter versus Shida is a must watch. was one of the best women's matches of the year. Certainly that catches my interest, considering in AEW the women's match is generally not that great. Batman says, what went wrong with Sasha Banks' call-up from NXT? Nothing. She was called up. She was a champion in a very short period of time. Within a year, I believe it was. Turnbuckle says, Astrid is a gem. Love that girl. Me too, mate. Me too. Nas says, hey Tom, bit late. How's your holidays? My question is about the title. I need a big gold belt back, and I know Triple H loves that belt too. Any word on it returning? No word whatsoever. I don't see it being likely. Joey says, I've seen some reports that Eric Young will be returning to WWE in January 2023. Is this when we see the Sanity reunion? Yes, it is. To my knowledge, Eric Young has already returned to the WWE. He's working primarily backstage at the moment. He has some producer roles right now that he is going through. He's working on some particular matches. He's likely to work with Ronda Rousey for a little while. However, they are moving the Nikki Cross character in the direction of Sanity, and Killian Dane has been contacted about a potential return. Zama says, my 2022 Pro Wrestler of the Year, Liv Morgan. Always a good shout. She's had a hell of a year. Yes, Ed, we have an emote. It is a table. So when I say that everything is on the table, you guys can post tables. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun? Venom, I don't think I am. I don't think I'm going to do the watch party tonight. I do apologise. I definitely wanted to do it. I have a great time doing it. And to be honest, they're also quite good for the growth of the YouTube channel. YouTube seems to have decided that we're a watch-along channel and really boost the numbers for the SmackDown watch parties and the pay-per-view watch parties. But I don't think my throat can handle it at the moment. Spider-Ball says, what a year of wrestling. Vince retired. Sasha launching her own brand. Roman undisputed champion. Yep, it's been a hell of a year. Hell of a year on that one. Venom says, what did you think of the Bronson Reed return on Raw, Tom? I think it's exactly what you'd really expect. The pairing with The Miz will be good for him. It is a bit of a step down from wrestling Kazuchika Okada. However, if we get him to someone like a Sheamus or Gunter pretty quickly, I'd be pretty happy with it. I feel like my brain's rattling around every time that happens. Steve Englund says, any bold predictions for 2023? Having Triple H gets replaced or steps down as head of creative. I don't see either of those personally. But then again, I definitely wouldn't have seen Vince going previous. John Gillis said, the Observer said Sasha is coming back. Did they? When did they say this? John said, yeah, it's a great community, Tom. Love spoiler warning. Enjoyed the Survivor Series watch along. Looking forward to the Royal Rumble one. This is going to be a huge moment for me. 2 years ago, we did our first Royal Rumble watch along. We got a maximum of 3 viewers. I had a good time. I had a lot of help and a lot of support, and I hugely appreciate all of those people who jumped in to help out. This time round, it will be just me. I'm a lot more confident now, and I have a full enough chat that I don't need like co-hosts and stuff, because you guys give me more than enough to talk about. But we peaked on the Hell in a Cell watch along at 136 viewers. The Survivor Series watch along didn't reach that many viewers concurrently, but still finished on more than 6,000 views. Royal Rumble's coming up. That's a big deal. I'm excited to see how that one goes. Spider-Boss says, I hope Bronson Reed working with The Miz works for Bronson. Working with The Miz didn't work for Ciampa. Still could, but I don't feel they really gave Ciampa enough of his own personality. Wiggly says, hey, there you are. Yep, this is my house. This is where I live. Sai says, evening all. Hope everyone's well. Evening, Sai. How you doing, mate? Venom says, I want Bronson Reed versus Otis. That'd be fun to watch. Could be. They both have very similar styles and a lot of power. Simon, my opinion is that Sasha will return to WWE. You're once again asking when. I don't know. Wiggly says, what a game yesterday that was. Surely Sammy won't be winning until Cody has dethroned Roman. Well, if Cody dethrones Roman, what's to say Sammy isn't winning there as well. Spider-Bus says, my prediction for 2023 is Sasha Banks chops the world and return to WWE, winning the big one, the WWE Championship. Nice. Cora says, I'm officially titled as a consultative writing correspondent for NBC USA, on job to WWE on behalf of interest to NBC Universal. That's a whole lot of initials there, mate. Congratulations. Noob says, my prediction for 2023 is Asuka returns as a Kana persona, wins a WrestleMania match. Io Sky turns on Damage Control. Roman Reigns drops the world titles at WrestleMania. Spider-Boss says a Japanese talent agency promoted Mercedes Varnado, aka Sasha Banks, as an active star in WWE. There's a reason for that. She's still currently under contract to the WWE. Joey says, do you think we'll ever find out who's under the Uncle Howdy mask, or are they going to keep it a mystery? We will find out, yes. Richard Smith, welcome, says, hello Tom and all, happy Christmas to everyone. Welcome, Richard, welcome. Connor says, hey Tom, hope your day's been good. Do you know if they're still pushing the Tegan Liv team, as it seems as though they're pushing a solo Tegan versus Xia feud? They are pushing them as a team, yes, but they will also have individual singles matches along the way. Venom, to my knowledge, only Killian Dane has been contacted as of yet. Spider-Boss says, for the SmackDown Women's 6-pack challenge for tonight, it's not a 6-pack challenge, it is a gauntlet match. Simon says, do you think Bianca Belair will be the one with the longest Raw Women's Championship in... No, I don't feel she will. I feel Becky will hold on to that one. Christoph says, hi Tom, Merry Christmas in advance, did I miss anything? Not particularly. Not particularly. This is not a news-heavy show. This is our... Sorry, guys. This is our holiday special, so I'm not particularly talking news all that much. You may notice a very different style of title and thumbnail as well, because I'm not really trying to draw people in on this one. This show is very much just for the people who are here regularly, who have kind of... well, as I said earlier, been a huge help. Just a huge help to me as an individual. Mentally, emotionally. You're all good people. Ray says, I'm looking forward to Jordan Grace versus Mickie James, title versus career at Hard to Kill Impact Wrestling. Wiggly, I will be getting some rest soon, mate. I will be getting some rest soon. I'll be able to get through the comments, at least, I'm sure. Peter says, news of Santo Morea maybe joining Impact. Okay, interesting. Ah, yes, Rumble Booze. Fair. We could do something with that. We could definitely do something with that. That could be fun. Spider-Boss says, the bold prediction, I think Triple H gets Sasha re-signing with the WWE and have Sasha as a surprise return, have a Royal Rumble or WrestleMania. It's a bold prediction. Ghost says, luckily SmackDown was pre-recorded tonight. There are spoilers all over the place, so if you need to miss tonight's show, then do that, so you can have the best Christmas possible with tiny hands and the kids. Tiny arms. Nearly. Just brief correction on that one. It's tiny arms, not tiny hands. Tiny hands is a very different thing that makes me think of Scary Movie. 4-3 says, the Ciampa currently on creative hiatus? No, he is, as Ed clarified, just recovering from an injury. He will be back shortly. Ray says, my Wrestler of the Year, Jordan Grace from Impact Wrestling. What a year she has had, being Impact Women's Champion since Bound for Glory. Wiggly clarifying something from earlier, Sheeta never wrestles boring matches. Simon says, I've really become a big fan of Bianca Belair. Really appreciate and enjoy her work. John says, Tom, what's been your favourite wrestling moment in 2022? Probably Vince McMahon retiring. It was a good moment. It was a good moment. Eric, welcome, says, Tom, two things. One, if it is Rosa or Storm who ends up being the partner, then AEW better be ready because the fans will be massively disappointed. They hyped it up for so long. Two, what do you think? When do you think Carmella comes back? Carmella, I don't think has a time set just yet. And there are reasons for that. The nature of the reason that she's not currently involved in anything. They have just given her, basically said to her, take as much time as you need. And she will, I'm sure. As regards AEW, they've had a number of disappointing surprises. They have advertised, oh, it's going to be a huge surprise, when it really hasn't been a number of different times. So far, the fans have given them the benefit of the doubt and just shared goodwill. The Sasha Banks situation may change that slightly. Wiggly says, Wendy Sprouse and Natalya will return. It'll be a little while. Shayna Baszler definitely did a number on her. Wiggly says, will Michael Cole be getting a Hall of Fame induction? Yes, he will. Not yet, though, because he's still very much with the company. Also says, I saw Io met Kairi again recently. Is Kairi coming back to WWE in some capacity? Upon officially signing with the company again, William Regal will be attempting to contact Kairi Sane to have her for NXT Asia when it launches. Spider-Boss says, Bayley and Becky still having the record of longest women's championship reign in WWE. Indeed. Venom says, I want Johnny and Ciampa to get their old themes back. Do you see this happening? Nope. Richard says, do you think Triple H will try and drop the women's from the title and just refer to the women's title just a world title, like the way they tried when Rhea was NXT champion? I see them potentially trying so, but that's not really a Triple H thing. That was something that Vince McMahon tried and failed. I'll be fine, Wiggly. I know what I'm doing. I just need to not be live while I'm doing it. Ray says, Uncle Howdy is Cameron Grimes, in my opinion. That'd be a twist. Simon says, do you see Liv becoming a world champion next year again? Everything is on the table. Code says, Merry Christmas in advance, just stopping by. Thank you, Code, and to you as well. Kuro says, my job is to review the writing and see that people at NBC are happy with the direction WWE wants to go. Okay, that's pretty cool. Spider-Man says, promo of the year in WWE goes to Roman Reigns when the Daddy's Gone promo on Austin Theory after Vince retired. Good stuff. Bailey says, apart from Vince leaving, what was your most unexpected moment in wrestling in 2022? Probably Sasha Banks and Naomi walking out. That was very unexpected. Venom says, I know this is irrelevant, but I want to ask what you think of the Hunger Games. I enjoyed it from the off. I like the action. I do feel it really lost its way near the end. Got a bit silly. Joey says, Dax Harwood said in an interview that he wants to work with Cody Rhodes again. Is this a sign that he wants to go back to WWE? Did he say that? Did he volunteer that information? Or was he asked, do you want to work with Cody Rhodes at some point again? And he said, yeah, sure, why not? Very different situations. Thank you, Ed, for renewing your membership for the channel. I always appreciate that, as you all know. And Ed, as always, I reserve a special thank you to you, particularly my first follower, my first subscriber, my first mod. You have been with me through some dark times, sir, and I will always appreciate you for that. Girl says, for some reason my phone always corrects tiny arms to tiny hands. Possibly because I do talk to people about someone with tiny hands from time to time, but don't worry, it's always a super normal conversation. Yeah, it sounds it. Noob says, my favourite wrestling moments in 2022, Vince McMahon retired, Cowboy Brock Lesnar destroyed the ring at SummerSlam, and KO versus Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania. Christoph says, do you think Ronda will accept one more year with the WWE? I hope so, since I'm a huge fan of her, and to be fair, Hunter had given everything she wanted, including a program with Shayna that she wanted. To my knowledge, she has signed for more than 1 year anyway, so she will be continuing after this year's WrestleMania. Wiggly says, might Asuka be moved over to help with NXT Asia when her main roster time is done? Well, it depends if she wants to or not, possibly. Spider-Boss says, I never got why Rhea Ripley lost at WrestleMania 36 so that Charlotte could win. There was a plan, I just couldn't tell you what it is. Wiggly says, we forget Asuka was probably the most prolific NXT champion of all time. We don't forget. It's a sad indictment on how she's being used at the moment. Venom said they could still put Elektra in Legado, make her and Zelina a tag team to challenge for the titles. They could. They won't. Joey says, do you think Pat McAfee will place Kevin Patrick on commentary when he returns? Nope, because Kevin Patrick is play-by-play and Pat McAfee is color. Kelly says, evening Tom, been bedridden for the past 3 days with awful flu. Got a bit myself, mate. Got a bit myself. So sorry to hear that. My heart goes out to you. Marcel says, I want to see Gunter versus Lesnar in 2023. Hope it's happening. Ed just gives us some tables. You guys wanted tables? We can do it, get the tables, and then we can get them tables. Lovely. Wiggly says, what's your favourite Bond movie and who is your favourite Bond? Okay, so honestly, if I go movie, it's probably On Her Majesty's Secret Service with George Lazenby. I just thought that was a really good Bond movie, mostly because it was slightly different to what you're used to. But my favourite Bond is Roger Moore, so Live and Let Die might be up there. There's also many people have commented on Bret being bitter to Goldberg. Is it justified, or should he, as others say, just get over it and move on? I don't think it's up to us to tell Bret Hart how to feel. His career was ended due to a bad kick. That is a fact. And if he is still annoyed at the person who kicked him in that way, then he is entitled to be annoyed. I always find it very confusing when people say to other people, all right, get over it. We don't live with it. He does. Spider-Boss says, I certainly thought Sasha would walk out after WWE began breaking up women's tag teams after WrestleMania. Did you honestly think she was going to walk out? Seems a bit extreme. Also says, Asuka was almighty in NXT. Thought Asuka would have been a beast on the main roster. Yeah, me too. Sadly, it did not work out. She started well. We all know she started well, but we are where we are. Christoph says Ronda's contract is up in April of one optional year that she still hasn't decided to do or not. Who reported that one, Christoph? What's your source? If anyone wants Johnny versus Volta, day will come, mate. Day will come. Go says, what is everyone's favourite Christmas song and Christmas movie? Christmas song? Stop the Cavalry. Don't know why. I just love the theme. Etc. Just good stuff. Christmas movie? Muppets Christmas Carol. No question. Love that film. Love it. Wiggly says, Tom, no, I agree. It is up to Brett how he feels. There. Venom says, I always wanted LA Knight versus Tony D'Angelo in NXT. Never got it. That's the second match I never got. There'll always be matches you don't get. Always, unfortunately. I still want Jay White versus AJ Styles, but we do what we can. We do what we can. Guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. I am not going to do a SmackDown watch along tonight. I do apologise. I was intending to, but I'm just not particularly well at the moment. Christoph, I don't trust a single word that Billy Batty says. But we'll see how it plays out. You also should probably be aware that during Ronda Rousey's first run, 3 months after her WrestleMania debut, I did report that she was working a 12-month contract. It's one of those things I do have some information about. Dominic says, evening Tom, just came on. The Rock's been in the news all day. Is he coming back for WrestleMania? At the moment, there is no match planned for The Rock at WrestleMania. Thank you everyone for your well wishes. Thank you everyone for your support. Thank you everyone for being here for our holiday special. Thank you everyone for your time, which you've donated more than anything else. I really appreciate so many of you giving this weird little Brit a chance. And who knows what's coming next? I firmly believe it's onwards and upwards. When I started going live, I was getting an average of 0.2 subscribers per day. Now I average between 3 and 4. Long may it continue. And thank you to all of you for making this happen. I will see you again on Monday. So, Boxing Day. I'll let you know if it's got worse. Do apologise. But the journey continues. And you're the reason the journey can continue. Thank you. I mean it from the bottom of my heart when I say I've been Tom Colohue. You've been fantastic. And I'll see you all very soon.